Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Kapeling. So we now open the floor for questions you might have regarding the topic on clinical development of dengue vaccine. Unfortunately, because of the short time we have, we can only accommodate 2 to 3 questions. So anyone po from our participants who has a question for Dr. Kapeling? Okay, so mukhang naiintindihan po natin lahat, kaya wala na po tayong questions. Okay. Okay, so going once, going twice, wala po. Wala pong mag-question kay Dr. Kapeling. Okay. If there are no more questions, again, palakpakan po natin si Dr. Kapeling for her talk on clinical development of the dengue vaccine. So before we move any further, we are going to award Dr. Kapeling with a certificate of appreciation. Of course, may we call on to the stage si Dr. Agnet Peralta po to award the certificate of appreciation for Dr. Rosario Kapeling. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kapeling and Dr. Peralta. And that concludes the Advancement in Medicine and Biopharmaceuticals on the public forum on healthcare biotechnology. So, in behalf of the FDA, thank you po for the participants and all the speakers. And I would now pass on the mic to isa parang gwapong-gwapong MC din. May I call on Mr. Abraham Manalo, sir? Si Sir Manalo po will take over the Safer and Healthy Biotech Crops Breakthrough. So, my name is Jeffrey Caban and thank you po for listening.
Palakpakan naman natin ang napakamaksisig at guwapo nating MC sa umaga. Siyempre, mutual admiration kami. Dear friends, so this is the afternoon session ng meron ho tayong bagong set of topics. Our focus this afternoon, ang focus ng mga presentations natin this afternoon ay ang crop agricultural breakthroughs. Karaniwan, alam natin sa crop biotech ay nakakapag-improve lang ng yield ng mga pananim sa bukirin. Subalit, hindi ho gano'n na pagbibigyan tuon at pansin, hindi gano'n ibibigyan ng focus kung paano ang mga agricultural crop biotechnologies ay nakakatulong din sa kalusugan at kalikasan. So, we're very happy this afternoon that we'll be focusing on presentations that will highlight the benefits to the environment and to health. Tama-tama ho at akmang-akma sapagkat pinag-uusapan ang theme ng ating Biotech Week this year ay tukoy sa kalusugan. Pasensya na ho kayo sa boses ko nagbibinata. We will be having 4 presentations at ang unang presentation ay tungkol sa tinatawag na Biosafety Clearinghouse. Alam niyo mga kaibigan, napakahalaga ng Biosafety Clearinghouse sapagkat hindi niyo na may pagmamalaki tayo mga Filipino, isa ho sa mga nangunguna sa kahusayan ng biosafety regulation sa buong mundo. Sinabi nga ho kahapon, yung mga nandito kahapon, narinig niyo ba yung pinagmalaki kahapon? Tayo ay tinitingala ng ibang bansa bilang model ng biosafety regulation para sa mga developing countries. At isa sa dahilan bakit tayo tinitingala dahil sa mahusay at magandang ating pagkakalahad ng ating mga regulasyon at yung mga produkto na ating na-commercialize sa crop biotechnology. At mga kasama, ito ay ibibigay sa atin ng ating first presenter. Ngayon, yung ikalawang presenter naman ay isang ekonomista na ang ibibigay sa atin ay kung gaano makakatulong sa kalusugan at kapaligiran ng BT Talong. Alam natin ho na ang BT Talong ay nakakatulong upang pigilin ang paggamit ng pestisidyo sa talong. Pero paano ito mag-translate sa kalusugan at sa kalikasan? May magandang pag-aaral ho si Serge. Mamaya na i-present sa atin tungkol sa gaano ito makakabubuti sa kalusugan at sa kalikasan. So yan ang ikalawang presentation. At ang ikatlo at ikaapat na presentation, the third and fourth presentations, I'm very excited, mga kasama. Because these are new, exciting products in the pipeline. Very near in the horizon, hopefully. One, ang tinatawag na ginintuang mais, the golden rice. And this will be presented by the chief science specialist from PhilRice. And the other will be presented by a renowned scientist from Erie on other biotech rices that focuses on nutraceutical benefits. So, these are the 4 presentations that we have in store this afternoon, dear friends. So, simulan na ho natin. Amat? Amat, So, the first presentation will be given to us by Miss Baby Estacio. Bago ako umakyat dito, kasi kaibigan ko matalik si Baby eh. Sabi niya, Abe, 2 sentences lang O, sige na nga. Alam niyo naman yung kanya. Mababasa niyo naman ang napakalawak ko na kahusayan ni Baby dito sa atin hong program. Gusto ko lang banggitin na, babes, alam namin na kayo sa NCBP, National Committee on Biosafety of the Philippines, ang nagsimula ng regulasyon na ito. So, pagpupugay mula sa amin, lalo na kami nakakaalam kung gaano nyo sinimulan at pinaghirapan. Kaya tayo nagsaselebrate nito, we're celebrating today because of the pioneering efforts of NCBP, most especially of my dear friend, Baby Estacio. Salamat, Baby. So, without further ado, Baby, can I call you on the stage?
Habang inaantay po natin ang ating, ano ba ito? Yung slide na i-load, gusto ko lang pong magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. And I'm happy to be here to be part of this one-week celebration. Makikita po ninyo na bakit Biosafety Clearinghouse, no? Bakit Biosafety Clearinghouse? Parang medyo off ito dun sa mga susunod na mga presentations. You will know later na kagaya ng sabi ni Abe, the Philippines is one of the countries na merong efficient, functional regulatory system, and we are the first country in Asia to have the first regulatory system sa mga bansa na kasama sa protocol. Also, I can claim that we are transparent. We try to be very, very transparent by providing all available information about the products of biotechnology, how applications are being processed from contained use hanggang po sa approval nito for food, feed, and processing. Okay? Sandali lang. So, magkukwento pa po ako sa inyo. Sabi nga ni Abe, the first Philippine regulatory system was established in 1987, no? So tayo po yung unang-unang nag-iisip kung paano natin poprotektahan ang ating environment at ang ating mga population tungkol sa impacts ng products of modern biotechnology. Kahit na sabihin natin na ang US commercialized its first GM tomato in 1995, ang regulation po sa Pilipinas started in 1991. So, ang sinasabi po nila, gustong-gusto nating i-shoot yung ating sarili sa fruit. No? Bakit? Mas maraming regulasyon, mas mabuti yung kung ang tingin natin. Pero sa ibang interest groups, I think this does not sit well. Ang tingin nila, medyo kulang pa yung ating regulation. But I assure you that kahit na tayo ay nagre-regulate, with all the experiences that we had during the last 20 years, we are beginning to relax our regulatory requirements. As can be attested by some of our friends here, are also proponents of modern biotechnology. Okay? Start? Okay. So let's start. Okay. So, the Biosafety Clearinghouse. Ano po ito, no? The Biosafety Clearinghouse is a product of the Convention on Biological Diversity. The Philippines is a party to the Convention on Biological Diversity. This is convention. It is an international treaty which aims towards conservation of biological diversity, the sustainable use of the components of biological diversity, and the fair and equitable sharing of the benefits arising out of the utilization of genetic resources. Now, the Philippine focal point for the Convention on Biological Diversity is the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. No? Okay, next. And because of this, a supplemental agreement was negotiated under the Convention on Biological Diversity, and this is called Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety, as provided for in Article 19, Paragraph 3 of the said treaty. No? So, what is Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety? Magpapakita po kami ng video. It will be a 7-minute video presentation so that you would appreciate what the protocol is all about. And then we will start from there. Okay? So bago po, habang inaayos po nila, ano po yung Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety? Okay. So yan po ang Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety. No? The aim is to protect biodiversity and at the same time ensure the safe transport and use of living modified organisms. Next. Yun pong Biosafety Clearinghouse was established under Article 20 of the said protocol. No? This is the Biosafety Clearinghouse Central Portal where all the information from 156 countries are loaded. Nandito po lahat ng mga information that you want to know about a particular LMO that is already commercialized in 1, 2, or all the countries that you would want to know. No? Okay? So, ito po yung protocol. It was negotiated in 1999 and was adopted in 2000 in Canada, but it was named after Cartagena in Colombia. Kung saan po muntik-muntika na i-adopt yung protocol, no? That's why it was named after Cartagena. Kagaya nga po ng sabi ko kanina, the Cartagena Protocol covers the transboundary movement of living modified organisms resulting from modern biotechnology. However, meron niyang however ha, it does not cover products derived from LMOs for use in the pharmaceutical industry. So yun pong ating mga ginagamit na mga drugs para sa diabetes, hindi po kasama ito sa nire-regulate natin. Which is good for us kasi we can buy the drug elsewhere over the counter and wala na po itong, it doesn't need to undergo through this very rigorous regulatory process. And the protocol is intended to avoid adverse effects on the conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity without unnecessarily disrupting world food trade. No? Okay? So, sabi ko nga kanina, the Philippines became a member to the protocol in November 2004, and it was concurred by the Philippine Senate in 2006, and it entered into force in January 8, 2007. Kahit na po tayo nag-membro dito, nakikita ninyo na we have the regulatory system in place since 1991. Kaya, pwede nating masabi na yung ating sistema is in compliance with the requirements ng ng protocol. Okay? So the Biosafety Clearinghouse in the Philippines was established to facilitate the exchange of scientific, technical, environmental, and legal information on and experiences with LMOs. The intention was to assist parties, also other governments, to implement the protocol taking into account the special needs of developing country parties. The benefits, we are able to access information about national laws, regulations and guidelines, and decisions and risk assessments of other parties relating to specific LMOs. We are also able to access the capacity building and other assistance made available to us, which is the Philippines, one of the parties to the protocol, to supplement the implementation of this treaty. No? This is very important, especially to researchers who would want to know ano ba ang regulasyon nung country na yon, no? Whereas nung araw hindi natin alam. We have to go through the quarantine officers of any particular country, or even here you have to call the quarantine officer, the Bureau of Plant Industry. Ano ba yung requirements namin if we want to work, if we want to conduct experiment on these particular LMOs. Lahat po ng information about laws, regulations, contact persons, nandito na po yun. Okay? So the Biosafety Clearinghouse comprises a central portal and a network of national BCH. So among the 156 countries, kalahati po or more than half of the parties to the protocol have already established their own Biosafety Clearinghouse. No? This is in support of their policy of transparency and also making available all information about LMOs. And isa po tayo sa merong BCH. No? And the BCH website, we call it BCH Pilipinas, can be accessed at http://bch-dost.gov.ph. Nasa DOST po ito kaya ito po yung aming URL. So this is how the BCH Pilipinas look like. No? You have all these links in the finding information and resources. And also, you can find in the BCH Pilipinas the national contacts. National contacts of the 4 regulatory agencies that regulate experiments on genetically modified organisms. Yun pong mga i-discuss mamaya, like the BT eggplant, the golden rice, under regulation po yan lahat. And it went through the regulatory process from contained use. Ibig sabihin, humingi po sila ng permiso sa Biosafety Committee at saka sa DA nung nag-start pa sila to test the golden rice and the BT eggplant in the screen house. Now it is now under multi-location trial. Okay, so you can find country decisions, risk assessments, roster of experts, laws, regulations, national reports, and information sharing. An example of the national focal point, ito po yung national focal point for the protocol is the DFA official, in the person of Eduardo Meñez, who is the Assistant Secretary of the UNIO. So yun po mga information na yan are made available dito sa BCH Pilipinas. Okay? Ito po yung example ng mga detailed information na makikita ninyo doon sa National Focal Point. Also, competent national authorities ng Environment Department, the DA, the DOH, and the DENR. Also, country decisions and other communications. Ano po yung nakalagay dito? Remember, the BCH contains information on the risk assessment and country decisions made. For example, kapag ka po ang Department of Agriculture ay naggawa ng assessment, for example, sa canola, no? Yun pong canola that will be brought into the country for use as food, feed, and processing. Yun pong decision niyan, nandito na po sa Biosafety Clearinghouse natin. So, for other stakeholders who would want to know ano-ano ang mga inapprove ng Bureau of Plant Industry, Department of Agriculture, na GMOs galing kung saan, dito nyo po yan makikita. No? Pati yung very detailed information about that particular GMO as well as the risk assessment done for that particular LMO. Okay? So, ito po yon. Decision on LMOs for food, feed, and processing. And to date, we started in 2007 with 47 records. Now we have 145 records which you can find in the BCH Central Portal and in the BCH Pilipinas website. So, yan po yung mga klase ng records that you can access. And we also have the DOST Biosafety Committee website, which contains all information or applications that we approve for contained use up to confined experiments. So, you will see that we have a very robust regulatory system in place, and we also have a very transparent system. Bakit? Because all this information are being made available to you from the time the application starts or from the time the proponent applies for a permit to do experiment under containment. Nandyan na po yan, makikita nyo sa lahat ng website namin. No? So, hindi lang po application and decisions about food, feed, and processing, but all those applications that we approved in 1991 hanggang ngayon, you can access it through these several websites. Okay? So, yeah, with that, we hope that whatever information that you would need, you will access the Biosafety Clearinghouse, no? Or you can call us sa DOST. Thank you very much, and